Alright, video gamers, we have successfully finished a mouth-washing journey. Oh, let me launch the game so it's in the lower corner. We have successfully finished a mouth-washing journey. I didn't think this game was going to be this short. I figured it would be at least like 5 hours on stream, but I guess this is legitimately just like a pretty short experience. But it's fine. I don't know what to think about this game. I'm gonna keep it at stack 50. I'm not sure where my brain is at with this game. So the story is that there are a bunch of people and they're part of a defunct space freighter that is like the last company that is using people to deliver cargo across space, I guess. And then they have some interhuman relationships where they interact with each other, and you know, it's a bit of a flawed process. And then our dude Jimmy has sex with the lady whose name was why am I blanking? It was just 4 letters, right? Not Sarah, but Mera. Mouth-washing characters. Anya. I guess Jimmy had intercourse with Anya and then she got pregnant, and for some reason both Hurley and Anya knew that if they told Jimmy, he would freak out about it. And then when Jimmy finds out, he's like, this is gonna ruin us. You can't make up for this. Which I don't know if I understand quite why that is. Is there some sort of like, are they not supposed to have kids or something? Like, I don't think that was like really explained. But I guess Jimmy's just like an unstable fellow, so. The captain is the message on fire. No one on the crew has the economic means to lose their jobs. The girl then realizes she's pregnant with Jimmy's baby. Jimmy might have had sex with her without her consent, as she mentioned the doors on the sleeping quarters not having locks, but this is of their permission. Jimmy learns that the girl is pregnant. Jimmy has a really bad reaction to learning this, causing the girl to hide the gun so Jimmy won't kill her with it. Yeah. But Jimmy is just like an unstable individual then, I guess, right? Jimmy's just like... Jimmy's just like a little bit of a guy. Jimmy has like logical issues. Yeah, I would say a few. And they also not being able to afford having a baby drives me over the edge. And then Jimmy goes and he sets the ship to crash because dying is better than, you know, having a baby. And then the ship crashes. Hurley goes into to stop it. He's like vaporized basically. And then they're just kind of surviving, hoping for a rescue ship to go by, and that's happening. Slowly over time, Jimmy just goes more and more kooky in the head, and he just starts murdering people. I guess it mostly happens after Anya commits suicide. That's when he really and Swansea kills Daisuke. I guess that's when he really goes overboard. Into that cockpit, causing him to get fucked up and crash. Jimmy being in the second in command gets promoted to captain. Yeah. I mean, it tries to fix the situation, like... I don't know if he was legitimately trying to fix the situation or just, like, going along with the... going with the waves, as they say, but... That's like the story, and then we have a bunch of like psychological horror because I guess Jimmy is insane in the head, so he's like seeing things that aren't there, and he's walking through corridors that don't exist, and he's falling down pitfalls and walking through space and seeing giant suns and stuff like that. It's one driving factor after a crash I can fix this, which he keeps repeating. Yeah. So that's like the story of the game, and then we have gameplay, which I thought would be a little bit more interesting, but it kind of ended up being like pretty generic, I guess, overall. Like I was thinking when I started like interacting with things, I was like, ooh, like when we were in the cockpit at the start, I was like, wait, are we gonna like actually be able to like control the ship and stuff? And then we open up the locker, and I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of like stuff to interact with there. Am I gonna be able to like touch things a lot and like? Is the game gonna be a lot of like opening things and like figuring things out? But it's not really like a puzzle game, and it's not really a It's not really a puzzle game, and it's not really like a hardcore gameplay game. I guess it's mostly just like a narrative game, which is kind of like why I'm in my head box thinking like I don't know what I would rate this game. I don't know how you rate this game. Ooh. And also ratings don't necessarily mean anything, but oh, I'm thinking about the narrative of the game, and like if I found it intriguing enough for it to be like recommendation worthy, I guess. It's an interesting game for sure, but I wonder what it's more like a graphical adventure game than a traditional adventure game. Yeah, it's like a graphical novel. I really think like what like the target audience is. I think Mortis would probably like this game. It has a, I mean, it has to be said that the game has a very, very strong presentation. Like, regardless of personal feelings about, like, the gameplay or the story or whatever. Rated M for Mortis. I think the game has a very, very, strong presentation. I think I thought about this too while I was playing it. One thing about a game like this that I just kind of wish, and that might have actually made it a lot better in my opinion, is voice acting. Like this game has like 10 lines in it. Feels like they probably could have voice acted this, and I don't think the voice acting would like have taken away from the game in any way, right? Maybe that's a bad take, but I feel like that would have been nice. A little bit of acting on the voice. And that's just because I feel like when you voice like stuff like this, it kind of gives I feel like it gives the game a better flow, and I feel like it gives the characters more like makes it feel realer, right? It gives them more of an actual personality, because it felt like I'm kind of like inserting a bit of personality into them with reading the dialogue myself. I think that's like stuff that for a game like this would be really, really nice. Especially just like the flow of it, right? Like having the flow of the dialogue passing kind of opens up some doors, which would have been interesting. There's a bug in here. I'm just looking at the game. I'm thinking about it. What is this game rated on Steam? It was pretty cheap. Oh, it's all reviews are relatively positive, but recent reviews are only very positive. Ooh, drama. There's some drama happening. Ooh. do. The CR channel narrative gems. I want to play this. 1,000 resist. 1,000 X resist. It's been brigaded with very positive. I guess the reason he sees the eye everywhere is just because the captain has that one eye exposed. I'm not sure I understood why he kept seeing that horse though. I did the sound-based puzzles? Sound-based puzzles? Oh, well, I guess, yeah. Just because of the company that owns the ship. I don't know why. I feel like you'd have to be crazy not to be able to recommend this game, right? It's like a 3-hour experience for sexual nudity. Whoa, hold up. It's like a 3-hour content. There's like a three-ish hour game, a little bit more if you want all the achievements for 10 euros. I feel like it's hard. Like, I feel like it would be hard for me to be like, I can't recommend this game. This game is super mid in my opinion. You played it on the Steam Deck. Do people have more of like an emotional reaction to this game usually? I guess maybe I was too busy role playing being an insane person. Maybe I was too busy roleplaying. Like I was just people get depressed for the because in my head I was just thinking like I'm Jimmy. In my head I was just I'm Jimmy and I'm a madman. I'm a crazy person. That's what my mental state was. Or maybe my mental state should be like, oh god, what is happening? Oh god, my brain is breaking. Maybe that's like the disconnect that I'm having with like the narrative. Like I was just totally like in my head I was just totally Jimmy. I was just Jimmying it out. Alex! Oi, brother! What is Tommy? Oh hi! Oh hi Alex! I am Tommy Rancorda! Hi! Du er flink jente. Ja, deg er jeg glad i. Du get depressed, I can see that. The only problem I would have with like Jimmy's journey is sad he did a really fucked up thing and he regrets it and tries everything he can to put. Oh, du er flink jente. Det er vi veldig glad i. Du har ikke vært her på mye i det siste, hæ? Er dette første gang du har kommet opp på en stund? Ligger ikke her på morgenen heller, du? Nei, du har mye bedre ting å gjøre, si. Jeg har bedre ting å gjøre enn å være her oppe og holde på å tulle med deg, si. Flink jente. Hæ? I think the big is that logging the full blackface. Yeah, I think the big disconnect for me probably is that like the like really fucked up parts of the story make it hard for me to like relate to the depressing sad parts of the story, right? Like when Jimmy's like cutting Hurley's leg off and eating it and feeding it to him, that's like I'm like, all right, well we're doing psychological horror now. We're not doing like a depressed horror, but I mean the story on paper is definitely pretty sad. All right, let's do some judging here. We played this game for how long? $2.9 hours. Is that accurately updated? What is it on Steam? Yeah, makes sense. So I crushed this game. Alright, scale. 10 is the most masterpiece. 9, everyone should play this. 8, great experience worth playing. 7, good play, sounds fun. 6, alright, play if you like the genre. 5, average. 1 to 4, avoid at all cost. I don't know where to put this game. Oh. I feel like if you really jive with the narrative and you get really emotionally invested in the characters, this is one of those like 9.9 games where it's like the best game you've ever played. Then I feel like there are certain parts of the game that really put like a halt in that for me. Voice acting being one of them. And kind of like this like psychological, almost like silly stuff a little bit makes it hard for me to like really feel. You know, it's not like when I played like To the Moon or something, where it's like, oh my god, I'm like on the verge of tears here, right? Because maybe the like horror stuff detracts a little bit from that feeling for me, because it doesn't feel like it necessarily adds to the journey that much. Just like 10 out of 10 is definitely a game that like if you get into it, you get really into it. Yeah. Well, it's not a 10 out of 10, right? Because that means it would be the best game you've ever played. It would be like a 9.9, right? Because you can't give a game a 10 out of 10. That means that it's flawless. I'd be really interested in watching other people play this. Like watching Seek play it, because this was also one of Seek's favorite games. I think for me this is one of those solid like straight 7 games. I would just show the 0. I don't give half-scale scores, and I see a 10 as the experience I can expect. You don't give half-scale scores? That's insane. On your scale would be a 9. Oh. I don't like that. I don't like that. It should be like a 9.9. But the halves are so important. At that point, maybe if you're not doing halves, maybe the 5-star system is better. But if you're not doing half stars either, I think a 7 is where I would probably put this. Like, from my perspective, I think that the story in this is good, but it didn't like emotionally affect me in any way. I think that the way the story is presented is really good. I think they do a really good job of like the like visuals are great. The way the characters look are great. The dialogue is well written. And I can easily see this being like way higher. Like for me, voice acting is really important. For games like this specifically, I think voice acting is really important. That's not going to be the case for everyone, right? For some people, that doesn't matter. But for me, the voice acting is like really important for stories like this specifically. But I think that I really like the game. I think the biggest drawbacks for me would be, one, I don't necessarily know if all the horror elements jived that well with the narrative they were telling. Like the running from the horse and crawling through the vents with that like pulley thing in it. Like I don't know if those things were super necessary. I liked the graveyard with Swansea. I thought that was fine. So I think they maybe could have tuned those down or changed them a little. Like, they almost feel a little bit like gameplay for the sake of gameplay to me. Like you're just like, we need to have these moments in the game because otherwise the players will get bored and they won't care anymore. 2, I think voice acting would have helped a lot. And 3, I would probably have liked more gameplay, but more like puzzly exploration type stuff, I guess, rather than just others in the game. Because I liked the voice acting really cool. Yeah, I think that I think would have helped me a lot personally, like get a feel for the game. I think that would have fleshed the characters out a little bit more for me, and I think it would have helped with the flow of the dialogue. I don't think these guys have any money though. Well, they probably do now. Sold alright. Yeah, they probably sold like a few million copies of this, right? Oh yeah, they sold easily a few million copies of this game. Team BB. Arts. Holy that's insane. They've sold 27,000 copies. Well, I guess this actually makes sense because the game's so short, right? This is not like Elden Ring where you know, like a billion people have the game up at the same time. This is a game that, like, even with that many people, not that many people play it at the exact same time. Oh, we probably easily sold a few million copies of this game. And also, hey, they could have done AI voice acting. That's what I'm saying. 8.4. That's a critic score. I'm pretty on point. Also, streamers played it and liked it, so it probably sold a lot. Yeah, I want to watch other people play it for sure. Yeah, there's a stupid ass bug in here. Oh wait, I didn't add blueprints to this list. Oops. Blueprints. Mouth washing. Oops. You know what's this game needed? You should be able to draft the ship's corridors. Oh god. Using an RNG draft system. Jesus Christ. Man, we really haven't played a lot of games this year, huh? "13 games, and we're like halfway through the year almost. We're over halfway through the year. 13 games. Did I forget to put some games on this list? I don't know if I did or not. What have I streamed this year? I don't think so. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was pretty long. This is like it feels like years ago since I played this. This Elysium was pretty long. I guess Expedition 33 was pretty long. Pacific Drive was decently long. Blueprints pretty long. It literally feels like it was like 6 years since I played Go Down. Yeah, I think this is a really interesting game, and I'd be super curious to see what they can like do later. I mean, it's one of those like really cool indie games where you can tell that they had a very interesting idea for it that they managed to execute pretty well. And for me, it's like if I jive with the story more, this is easily like a 10 out of 10 game. But either one, because it's not the type of story I jive normally, or two, because I was role-playing Jimmy. Either of those like made the story not that impactful, I guess. It is it's very well told, right? Like, I like the characters in it. I was worried for a second there at the end that Jimmy forgot to turn the cryo casket on or whatever. That would have been, ooh, that would have been pretty awful. I'm also thinking, like, does this civilization have the means to like fix the captain up again, or is he just gonna be completely messed up if he's ever found again? Will be messed up. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they have space travel and stuff, so maybe they can just fix him up again, give him a new body. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Mouthwashing, cool game. I mean, it was why they designed the ship with a giant blood pool in front of the cockpit. I mean, I think when we play games and read stories and create things as people for sci-fi, I think we have very unrealistic ideas of how things will look in the future. And I think this game kind of tried to establish a more realistic look at the future, like you know, like the horse snake in this cargo room, stuff like that. The stairway that looked like it was going down, but it was actually going up. You know, I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that that makes a lot of sense to me. That would be in the future space station. Yep. And oh, okay, gamera. Kom da, Pelchard. Oh, kom da, Pelchard. I think that was overall a fun game. Ooh, I'm glad we got around to playing it. Thank you, Monster, for redeeming the game. Oh, I don't know when I would have gotten around to it. Actually, if I knew it was this short, I probably would have gotten around to it sooner. But I probably would not have played that in any time soon if not for a redeem. So I'm gonna go quickly make something to eat, and then we'll at least react to something while I eat some food, because we have a huge list of stuff to get through. But I don't know if I'll start another game today or if I'll just wait for tomorrow. I guess we'll see what video we're reacting to. Wrath of the Righteous next? No, absolutely not. We're playing Judgment. What do we... Oh. Why are Pokemon games so outdated? Another Dualius special. It's a 34-minute video. Sure, why not? Might as well go out with a banger, huh?